I feel like I could spend 1 billion years on this earth and never do all that I want to do at all. Even in this lifetime alone, all the different paths that I've wanted to take just in this lifetime. Like different careers, I'm like, man, I can't choose between welding and framing and roofing. I love all this stuff, like electrician, like all the different things I would like to do. Rapping, music, art, and every like painting that I've dedicated myself to could have been on a different day, slightly different of a painting. And it's just all these different ways that life could have just chose, like the tree. Like it could have chose to grow its roots and branches different, like when it was growing. Like, and I'm just always like, man, imagine being Chinese or Mexican or black in a different lifetime, or even me just in a different house in a different neighborhood, and what I would like, the interests in school and who I would have met and friends. And like, how many times over can you do life and never be finished loving life and being satisfied with all the life that there is? It's like, even this house right here, sitting here, I just want to paint it. I want to build something in the yard. See, I love these old school kind of houses that is like lived in, that is like still in wild, like nature. I've always loved that. That's why gentrification hurts so much, because they're so square about everything they do. And I was just like, when I see an old house with character and life, like, I'm just like, yes, my soul is like at home. I want to build like some cool just playground or something back there, just like a tree house, clubhouse kind of. I don't know, there's so much I want. But I don't know why. Lately I've been really wanting kids again. Like, thank God I never had kids when I was drinking. For real, honestly, truthfully. But now I'm starting to see visions of me having like kids in this life of different life. It's hard to accept what God gives you. Like, letting go of depression was hard. Like, I asked God, please take my depression. And then I begged him to let me keep the things that were making me depressed. It's crazy, like the weird paradox of life and the way that we untangle and untie and receive new, and just life. It's just I'm sorry, y'all, for all my imperfections. I'm trying to get life good, man, as good as I can be, and be honest, on point as possible with everything, man, because it's just, it flows better, right? It's more easy to access the information. It's easier to listen to. It's easier, everything. It's just better flow, right? It's like we striving for the diamond, man, but sometimes it's like, Lord, I ask God always, like, sometimes I just want to settle for like to being topaz, or like lower on the spectrum of field of crushing that is required for the gem that is produced, right? I don't know how else to say it. Like, I want to be a gem, like jade, maybe, like this green, like beautiful gem. Like, what gems are we being made into throughout our crushing? So it's like, I could have chose this path, and it might have been an easier or harder path, but it would have crushed me into a different stone, like more blue, more lapis, or like what crushing makes what people, like, right? Like female energy, masculine energy. What creates like pink stones or like black grounding stones, or all these different crystals and gems that honestly people are locked out of those revelations of the Bible because they demonize them. So it's like, once we can get past demonizing and realize everything that God has made is good, then we can start to open and have revelation for deeper understandings for different parts. But it's like, Jesus, what are you making me into? I don't know, right? And it's like, we are rainbows, souls, right? The aura and the layer of light, of what light in the spectrum through water is creating. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to say something. But it's like, what struggles are we going through right now? You going through right now? And what is it producing? What does the gem look like that it's producing within us? So I feel like if we could really just get to this point where we understand the crushing is creating gems within us, we can deal with those hard times with so much more peace and so much more like, all right, hope and faith. Like faith, like, man, oh, things are gonna get better, things get better. Yeah, like the good times are like the result of the gems that are created in us, and it's a chance to enjoy them, right, in this realm. But we also should look forward to the crushing with more of an anticipation, a hope, like, oh, okay, like, I don't know what it is, but it's going to produce something amazing. Because I feel like so long we just long and long and long for the good times to get there, but it's like, man, it is beautiful to just realize, like, we came here for the crushing in a lot of ways, right, the lessons. I say, man, the result of my soul and where I'm at now and the crushing it took to get here is insane. It is incredible. And so many people are just like, oh man, like, Lord, what do I say? How do I say it? I don't want to discourage anyone by making them stumble. Like the word says, do not make the little ones stumble. And it is like we should be sharing the peace and the love and the beauty and the gospel of Jesus Christ, the grace to get people on the path and encourage them to start walking. And it's like, then add a little weight. Then add a little weight. Don't just put 300 pounds on the bar and just, I can't get it, and you give up. It's like there's a process to growing and building. It's like, I don't know, thoroughbred horses, right? Whatever. Anyway, man, I have so many dreams of like different lives, and I don't know if it's because I'm an old soul that can't escape some sort of whatever, or what it is. What it is, it's like, man, I see the whole earth and all these different possibilities of different lives. Like this horse thing behind me right here. Like, I wonder what it would be like to like live in Mexico, like speaking Spanish, you know, and having horse or a ranch or whatever, and just living that kind of like lifestyle, like cactus Mexico, not like by the sea Mexico. And it's just like, man, just the richness, the lovingness, and the culture of it. But then my heart is like, what would it be like to live in China, or into like, you know, the what is it, rural, like where it's more of nature in China, and like living very like ancient, like the Oriental just life, and honoring everything, and such an honor for everything. Just the way you eat, the way you make tea, the way you cook is just so beautifully rich with culture. It's unbelievable. And it grieves me that I can't live both those lives. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm constantly just grieved, and my heart is breaking that I can't be like this old ancient like Asian Oriental, just wisdom keeping, beautiful like martial artist, Taoist way of life, of just like the gorgeous, the incense, the art, even the way that they write calligraphy, everything has so much love and history and culture and life and potency and power in it. It's just, it's so gorgeous. I love culture so much. Even Africa, like the African tribes, the way of being, and just, and then it goes on and on and on. I'm like, what would it be like to live in Hawaii or an island, and just, you know, that very close to nature, showering outside, and every day you're in nature, man. And then I'm like, should I share all this? I don't know. Should I be sharing all this? I gotta speak my heart, because it helps get it out of my heart and off my chest. And like, I don't know, I feel freer when I share these kind of things. But it's like, I started thinking, like, what kind of woman should I marry? Because marrying one woman for the rest of your life, and it's like, it's a big deal. Like, who am I gonna have kids with? Like, thank God I never did in the past. Seriously, when I was so broken and just so full of wickedness and bitterness and anger and hatred and all this stuff. But it's like, now that I'm like sober, and I'm kind of thinking like, this is how God wanted it to be. Like, think about who you're going to be with. Like, be ready for it. Let there be a space carved out in your heart and soul for a hunger for love. Because I want to be a good father. I want to be the best husband I can be. Like, I want that. Like, I never wanted that before. So there was no space inside of my soul and temple for me to be a good father, really. Like, I mean, like, there would have been, but it's like, now it's being carved out in my soul. And it's like, I think about this stuff all the time. Especially being mixed with so many things. Like, my grandpa is Mexican from Zacatecas or whatever, Chichameca. And there's a part of my DNA and soul that just longs to go back there. And to like know that part, and just to speak Spanish, or even beyond Spanish. Like, I don't know what it would be. Nahuatl, Anuak, like whatever they were speaking. There's something in my, like, that just reigns in my DNA that just calls. Like, I can hear this calling from like ancient Aztec, like that area of Mexico. And it's like, man, I want to know what that's like. But then on my grandma's side too, the Apache blood is like in my veins, and it's calling me. And I'm like, God, what is it like to be native? Sorry if I'm long-winded or annoying or whatever, but like, really, like, knowing the native ways and living in a native, like, God, just loving the land, and always seeing America and like all the cities and buildings and traffic and all this stuff, and just wishing it was kind of gone in a good way though. Just missing like the nature, and like wanting to connect and have that. Those are all things and aspects that I think about. And like, who would I marry? Like, you know, what is the future of America gonna look like? And but even like the white half, like I kind of neglected a lot. But man, I have so much love for like different like white tribes, I guess. Like I see like Switzerland and like Irish and like the history and the richness in their blood and their roots, and man, like, so nothing like the old ancient Celtic, like I don't know all the history and stuff, but like they carry something so beautiful within them that is so like mystic and loving, and like there is something about like Nordic like women and just culture in general that is just so like clean and beautiful and just honorable, and like I want to say desirable. It's just like very attractive, and it is like I wish there wasn't so much distortion and so much of culture and history that was ruined out of fear, you know, and all this like Christianity. But wow, like what is happening? What is being brought back together? Like what is being tied back together in Christ, right? Because Christ never said go kill everybody. Like no, that's just not right. It's not good. But something now is being born where the true fire, the true love, agape, pure white flame of life of Christ and purity is being brought back together. Especially here in America, it's such a melting pot. It's like all that distortion, all that chaos, all that rage, everything that happened here. Something is awakening and dawning, and there's a turning point where it's like we are returning, the Kinavada, whatever. We are returning back where all those soul aspects that were reaching out, like the raven that was sent forth, but that didn't find land. And now it's like the dove sent to us and did find land in our hearts. So it's like where those two meet, where all tribes of the earth like can have that union again in the same spirit. And it is like the Spirit is Christ. It is Jesus, and He died for us. He was a holy one, a holy angel that came to this earth, the only one that was incarnated with that assignment, that specific assignment as a Son of God, to be a reflection in the water of this existence and matrix, for us to see the true light of God again, and for that to be returned to us, and for us to have that anchor point in our hearts. Otra vez, wakianate. And it's not nobody's, it's everybody's. It's not to be peddled, but it's to be brought into our hearts and planted in the gardens of our being, of our heart and soul, the Garden of Eden again. Just for that root and that anchor and that connection and that vine to live through us in all the fullness of the expression of the body of Christ. It really is crazy how beautiful and sacred every day is, and how far we've fallen short of the glory. It's like raising the dimensional levels of vibration. Well, it is. I always compare it to the atoms, like the shells, right? And every electron moves up to another shell, and to another shell, and to another shell, whatever. But it's crazy how beautiful and clean and pure the light is when you're like in alignment with your true purpose, and you're just free, so clean, so vivid. It's like you're walking in the most awake dream you could ever be. Like lucid dreaming when we were asleep, and you just awaken, and it's like you can do what you want and astral travel and astral project and make conscious decisions and make things appear. But it's even so much more real than that. It's like being as close to God as you possibly can. More and more and more and more and more, the quickening and quickening, and it's like the less matrix flesh 3D existence. It's kind of like waking up from a party, right? When we were all drunk and reckless and foolish, and you wake up the next day and you're just like, wow, what did I do? This mess of just being completely led by the flesh and just foolish desire and just breaking stuff and things falling apart. And then you wake up and you have to clean it up, and you're like, but there's a grace. You're like, oh man,